Hello and welcome to our deep dive session on Amazon Q. This video is part of the AWS certified AIML bootcamp series. On behalf of the CloudExpert Solution team, I would like to thank you for joining us and exploring this video. In this video, we'll explore various aspects of Amazon Q essential for the AWS certified AI practitioner certification. We'll cover everything from Amazon Q business, Amazon Q Developer, Amazon Q Apps, Amazon Q for AWS Services. Then we'll log into AWS Management Console and we will review Amazon Q in action. If you are new to AWS or want to enhance your skill on AWS AI services, then this session is for you. Let's start with Amazon Q Business. Imagine a large corporation where employees frequently need access to HR policies, IT support, or project documentation. Addressing these queries manually takes time. Sending documentation or answering questions for even a single employee can be cumbersome. Scale this up to the entire organization, and the burden on HR professionals becomes evident. However, with Gen AI or generative AI, we can move beyond these legacy methods by deploying a Gen AI chatbot to handle such queries efficiently. You might be wondering, do I need to create a new chatbot? Then do I need to train with my organization's data? Won't that be a lengthy process? The answer is no. Amazon Q Business offers out of the box capabilities to create a Gen AI chatbot powered by your organizational data. It can seamlessly integrate with your HR policy documents, medical plan data, or even technical documentation. And Amazon Q Business enables you to provide instant answer, generate summaries, or even automate routine tasks like submitting time of request, making the operation smoother and more efficient for your organization. Amazon Q Business is a fully managed generative AI powered assistant designed to help enterprise streamline tasks and accelerate problem solving. You can integrate Amazon Q with internal and external data sources to provide accurate and permission aware responses to your user queries. Amazon Q Business can quickly provide answers, generate summaries, and even automate routine tasks as we discussed, like submitting time of request. Amazon Q Business offers a conversational interface and it will allow users to ask questions and receive comprehensive answers with citation. As an example, an employee can ask, "What are the remote work policies?" and they will receive a detailed response with links to the relevant documentations. All the responses will be tailored based on the user's profile and permission, and it will ensure relevant and security of your information. As an example, in your organization might be managers should have right access or information about project budgets, but the team members should not have, and you can do access controls at the document levels, and Amazon Q Business will provide answers based on their privileges. Amazon Q Business also provides capability like you can upload files for tasks like summarizations, question answers, or even data analysis. Amazon Q Business is powered by Amazon Bedrock, and AWS uses various foundational models behind the scene. However, you cannot choose your own language models from Amazon Bedrock. Now let's review Amazon Q Business use cases. To start with, you can use for sales and marketing. You can generate content, summarize reports, and provide insights from sales data. As an example, a sales manager can ask, "What are the top performing products for last quarter?" And Amazon Q will provide detailed analysis response with graphs and charts to respond that query. We can also use for HR support, and it can provide an instant answer to any HR related questions or queries, or even automate routine tasks. As an example, an employee can ask, "How many vacation days do I have?" And it can access the leave application or even your timesheet application, and it can generate an immediate response for those questions. We can also use for IT help desk, and it can automate responses for common IT queries and streamline support or ticket management. As an example, an employee can ask, "How do I reset my password?" If they will ask this type of questions, they will receive step-by-step instruction on how to reset the passwords. These are just a subset of use cases that Amazon Q Business can support, but the possibility is endless. However, one point is very evident that we need access to internal documentations or internal applications to support all such queries from users. Now let's focus on data source integration and how you can integrate different data sources using Amazon Q Business. Amazon Q Business offers 40 plus pre-built connectors, and that can connect to your data sources so that you can implement generative AI solution with minimal configurations. You can integrate with AWS services like Amazon S3, Amazon RDS, Amazon Aurora, WorkDOS, FSx for Windows, and others. Amazon S3 is an object storage, Amazon RDS is a database, Amazon Aurora is also another one database engine and its AWS proprietary databases, WorkDocs for document sharing and document management, FSx for Windows, this is network file storage. Amazon Q Business integrates with various databases, data warehouses, and data lakes through integration with Amazon QuickSight, and we will review Amazon QuickSight in later slides. And this includes structured data sources such as Amazon Redshift, PostgreSQL, MySQL, Oracle, and many other commercial database engines. You can also integrate with external data sources like Gmail, Google Drive, MS Teams, SharePoint, Slack, and many others. You can also create custom data connectors if you have a requirement to connect your internal CRM systems or custom build CRM systems, then you can create custom data connectors, which is on top of that 40 plus fully managed built-in connector. Now, using those connectors, administrators can enable access to browser extensions like Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, and even Mozilla Firefox. And these integrations like Slack, Microsoft Teams to extend capability of Amazon Q Business with third-party applications. And now the data connector can crawl data parallelly from all those data sources. On the other hand, if you want to perform actions on other downstream application, for that Amazon Q Business supports plugins. Amazon Q Business provides 50 plus ready to use plugins libraries that you can use to connect applications like Jira, ServiceNow, Salesforce, PagerDuty, or other third-party applications. You can also develop custom plugins to extend the existing functionalities or to connect using APIs. As an example, if you want to automate the weekly sales report generating process, then you can integrate using APIs and you can create custom plugins to automate the weekly sales report. To summarize this slide, you can use inbuilt data connector or custom data connector to crawl data from multiple sources, and you can use pre-built or custom plugins to connect any third-party applications to enable maybe searching or to add, create tickets, update vacations request, and all other use cases that Amazon Q Business can help you to automate using natural languages. Now you must be wondering, since Amazon Q Business has access to all my data and the entire organization will be using the Gen AI powered chat hosted by Amazon Q Business, how can I limit certain information to specific users? For example, if I want to restrict access to employee records exclusively to my HR department, how can I achieve that? The answer is Amazon Q Business User Management. You can manage user access and permissions using AWS IAM Identity Center. As an example, you want to ensure only HR personals can access employee records, not other employees. Now let's review how you can control access using IAM Identity Center. Here is our organizational users, including regular users, managers, HR professionals, tech support users, and others. We are using Amazon Q Business to support all possible Gen AI chatbot use cases. We have integrated AWS IAM Identity Center for authentication and authorization, And here is the login screen. To access Amazon Q Business, user will enter their login credentials on the IAM login screen. The entered login credentials will be validated using AWS IAM Identity Center, and the level of access will be determined based on the user's role. After authentication, user with a valid authentication token will gain access to Amazon Q Business. Users will ask questions in natural language prompts, and they will receive answers based on their level of access. If a user does not have access to a set of documents but submits a question related to the restricted topic, they will be notified with a proper message about the restriction. Additionally, you can integrate Amazon CloudTrail to review access logs and maintain an audit trail. Amazon Q Business also supports integration with external IDPs or identity providers such as Google, Microsoft Entra ID, Facebook, Twitter, and all. Using IAM federated login, you can integrate external IDPs with SAML or OpenID Connect based SSO integration. If you utilize IAM federated authentication, user can use their existing credentials to access Amazon Q Business. Next, we will review Amazon Q Business Admin Control. Admin Control is for guardrails. Whenever you come across Amazon Q guardrails, think of Admin Control. Using Admin Control, you can define both global controls and topic level controls for your application. As an example, you can control how Amazon Q Business responds to specific topics, or you can control whether end user can upload files in a chat. You can also specify whether all Amazon Q Business chat responses will be generated using only your enterprise data, or whether your application environment can also use underlying LLM model to generate the response when it cannot find answers in your enterprise data. Let's assume that I have configured Amazon Q Business for all my users and I want to restrict some topics. I want to restrict that users won't be able to generate any recipes for any cooking. Now let's take an example. Let's say user is asking how to make butter chicken. If I have restricted that topic, when user will try to ask any questions, they will get some answers like, sorry, the topic is blocked. So like that, you will be able to control even topics. Now, as we discussed, you have option to define global control and topic level control. Global controls will be applied to all users and interactions. As an example, here you will be able to control whether you will allow users to upload file in the chat or their data uses, like will the responses will be generated using only enterprise data, or you want to leverage the underlying large language models if the answer is not available in your enterprise data. Also, you can personalize the chat responses using global control. On the other hand, for topic level controls, it will allow you to define specific rules for a different topic or even for a department. As an example, you can set up control to ensure that HR related queries will be handled differently from the IT support queries. Now you can configure these controls either through admin console or using update chat controls configuration API. So you have both the options. Either you can go to AWS management console or even you can use the APIs. Now we saw the power and the capability of Amazon Q Business, and with Amazon Q Business you can create different Gen AI powered chatbot based on your use case. Now if you are asking again, do I have to create all those chatbots, code or all those customizations, or how can I add customizations on top of Amazon Q Business? The answer is Amazon Q App. Using Amazon Q App, you can create Amazon Q Business apps without doing any coding or using natural language prompts. Here is a screen print of Amazon Q Business. Amazon Q App is enabled by default when you create a new Amazon Q Business application using Amazon Q Business console, and you can use IAM Identity Center authentication or even IAM federation. Amazon Q app is only available for Amazon Q Business Pro users. Please remember that it's not available for any other subscription. And you can directly create an app using natural language prompts using this Q app. Amazon Q app also provides built-in plugins to support common use cases. And here are some examples. You can integrate with Confluence to create search page. You can also integrate with Google Calendar for find and list events from Google Calendar. You can also integrate with Microsoft Exchange, Salesforce, ServiceNow, Zendesk Suite. And these are just some examples. There are multiple other third-party applications that also you can connect using that Q app, and for that Amazon Q app provides built-in plugins. Now let's review Amazon Q Developer. Whenever you are trying to access any AWS documentation, you can see this Amazon Q icon with every documentation. If you have logged into AWS Management Console, then you will be able to open Amazon Q and you will be able to use Amazon Q Developer even to search any AWS documentation. Amazon Q Developer is built for the developers and it helps developers to write code, troubleshoot issues, and optimize their workloads. As an example, you can ask question to Amazon Q about any AWS product documentation. Here you can see there are some examples. How do I upload a file to S3 bucket using AWS CLI? If you will ask, it will give you all the step-by-step process and also the CLI code for the same. Also, you can ask question about resources in your AWS account, like how many S3 buckets do I have, or how many running EC2 instances do I have, or how many Lambda functions do I have in my account. Here is an example. I have asked how many S3 bucket do I have in my account, and you can see the list of S3 bucket it has listed, and it is saying I have total 4 S3 buckets in my AWS account. In terms of use cases, you can use for code completion and code suggestion. As an example, as you type, Amazon Q will suggest the next line of code or it will provide the option for completing a function. You can also use for error detection and fixes. It can detect errors in your code and it can also suggest fixes. That means it will help you to resolve the issues more faster. As an example, if you encounter a syntax error, Amazon Q will highlight it and it will provide a corrected version of the code. You can also perform code refactoring to improve the readability and performance of your code. You can also use for documentation and examples. That means you can access detailed documentations and code examples directly from your IDE. As an example, you can ask Amazon Q to example how to use a specific AWS SDK function and it will provide the code snippet for you. You can also use for cloud architecture design. That means you can get expert advice on designing and implementing cloud architecture. As an example, you can ask Amazon Q for best practices or setting up a serverless application using AWS Lambda and API Gateway, and it will create the architecture diagram for you. You can also integrate with your IDE, and Amazon Q Developer seamlessly integrate with popular IDEs like Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio, JetBeans, and all. Amazon Q Developer also provides security and the data access control. That is why data is encrypted in transit and at rest, and you have IAM access control where you will be able to provide granular access control on the Amazon Q Developer. Now let's review the pricing and subscription. Amazon Q Developer has two different tiers. One is free tier and the pro tier. You can see the free tier is free of cost and the pro tier is currently $19 per month. And here is a side-by-side comparison between the features available in free tier versus pro tier. When you are going to select AWS Q, you have different subscription option. The developer free version is free of cost. However, you can select Q Developer Pro, Q Business Pro or Q Business Lite. Amazon Q app is available only for Q Business Pro. It's not available for Q Business Lite. So based on your use cases, you need to select the Amazon Q version or the subscription version for you. Now let's review Amazon Q integration with different AWS services. To start with Amazon QuickSight. First, let's understand what is Amazon QuickSight. Amazon QuickSight is a cloud-based BI service to create visualizations. You can perform analysis, share insights of your data. You can enable Amazon Q for QuickSight and the product version is called QuickSight Q. which will help you to integrate natural language processing capability in your BI dashboard. That means you will be able to talk with your data, and using Amazon Q, you will be able to generate insights, dashboard using your natural language queries. You can also generate new visuals or even edit existing visuals with natural language prompts, and it can create an executive summary or compelling story for you using your data. And here is an example how Amazon QuickSight Queue or Amazon Queue integrated with QuickSight can help on accelerate your business use cases. Now let's go to AWS Management Console and review Amazon Q in action. I have logged into AWS Management Console, and from service search option, I'll type Amazon Q. You can see Amazon Q Business, Amazon Q Developer. Let's start with Amazon Q first. Now here are the options. You need to first select or pick a subscription. Here you have the Q Business Lite, here you have the Q Business Pro and Amazon Q Developer Pro. Selecting a subscription will cost you actual money, and the Developer Pro subscription is $19 per month, which is a significant amount. If you have any subscription, you will be able to view the subscriptions or review the subscription from here. Now you can go to settings where you can see all those IAM identity centers. You can also review Q Business bundles, whatever you have, Amazon Q Business, Amazon Q in QuickSight, and Amazon Q Business Lite. So for Q Business Pro, you can see the Amazon Q Business and Q QuickSight. Here is the Developer Pro. Using Developer Pro, you can use Amazon Q in AWS Console. So here is the Amazon Q in AWS Console. Here you can ask questions, right? I have asked this question, how many S3 bucket do I have? I can ask the question like, how many Lambda functions do I have? Here you go. Here is the list of Lambda functions I have in my account. It is saying I have 3 Lambda functions. Like that, you will be able to ask, or you can ask that what are the EC2 instances are running, how I can optimize my cost. Based on your AWS services, it is going to generate the answer for you. Amazon Q in IDE, you can also use Amazon Q, and there you can use the Amazon Code Whisper. Then Amazon Code Catalyst, you can use Amazon Code Catalyst. Now let's go to Amazon Q Business. For Amazon Q Business, you need to create Amazon Q Business. Let's close this one. You need to create Amazon Q Business. First, you need to create application. Here again, I don't have the subscription. You need to give that name. Here is the web experience that is selected by default. You have option to opt out. If you use this web experience, you can use natural language prompt to create your application. In terms of access, you have AWS IAM Identity Center or AWS IAM Identity Provider. This is to integrate your third-party identity provider like Microsoft Entra ID, Google Identity Provider, Facebook, or even Twitter. You can use SAML-based or OpenID-based connector. You can select the provider. You can provide the authentication URL and other configurations. Now here is the default subscription setting. You can see if I am going to use this, that is why Q Pro is by default selected. If I am going to use Business Lite, it is selected, but it won't allow me to create. And here are the application details, how you are going to access. You can choose a method to authorize Q Business. Either you can create a new service link role or a service role, or you can use any existing service link role. And here is the role name. Optionally, you can add encryption in your data, and this is the web experience setting. For web experience setting, you need to select the service role name. If you have created any service role, please select that one. Then you can create Amazon Q Business app. To proceed further, you need Amazon Q Business subscription. The last option is Amazon Q Developer. So we'll select Amazon Q, and here is the Amazon Q Developer including Code Whisper. You can see to use that one, I need to subscribe to Amazon Q. I don't want to do it right now. If you want to access the documentation getting started, you can do that. You can also chat with Amazon Q. This is AWS Q Developer, and here you can see, here is the Amazon Q. If you click, it is based on my account. Here you can ask questions about any documentation. So let's ask, what are the different database engines supported by RDS? It is going to access all those RDS documentations and it will generate the answer for you. Here you go. These are the answers. Currently it supports MySQL, PostgreSQL, MariaDB, Oracle, SQL Server and IBM DB2. So these are the RDS database engines. Also it says additionally RDS offers Amazon Aurora, which is compatible with both MySQL and PostgreSQL. This is how you can use Amazon Q to ask any questions from AWS documentation, summarize document for you, or even you can go to AWS Management Console, ask questions about any services you have. Please stay tuned and explore other modules from the bootcamp playlist for a comprehensive understanding of the topics required for the certification. That wraps up this module. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more update, and feel free to drop any question or feedback in the comments. We would love to hear from you. I hope this session helped you gain a deeper understanding and brought you one step closer to your learning goals. Thank you very much for watching and learning with us at CloudExpert Solution. See you in the next module.